I think that's such a cool concept, and you seem to be really into the idea of like bending the gender norms when it comes to fashion and stuff. Like obviously, like first of all, you look amazing.
Thank you.
There I am with the flattery.
Fit. Do you guys like the fit? All right. I'll pop it a little bit. Okay, cool.
Thank you for that. But along
that was a really
that,
horrible pop.
No, it's fine. Well, along with that, you kind of pretty recently announced on your channel your documentary that you've been making. So again, tell us about that.
So a lot of my work, I feel like I don't know, this is gonna get, maybe it's like too much, but I really do think like my calling is to like really challenge the way that we perceive beauty. Because I think I never saw anyone like myself in movies, in film or TV, hell, on YouTube. I like hardly ever saw anyone that looked like me, that was a brown, androgynous woman. And so a lot of the work that I choose to do is about challenging the way that we perceive femininity, challenging the way that we perceive masculinity and motherhood and beauty. And so that project is so dear to my heart. It really is. So the documentary is My Mama Wears Timbs, and it's about a young, pregnant, butch/stud, butch woman who like prefers menswear. And when you're looking at maternity like photo shoots, normally you see a woman in the flower crown on the beach, and I'm like, I've never seen like that's not me. That's not me.
And
so
the flowy dress.
There's a flowy dress.
There's always a flowy dress.
There's Wen just like magically coming.
It's like it's a pregnant bride. It's always like a pregnant bride or something.
Like if you Google pregnant bride right now, you'll actually that's exactly what you'll see.
Yeah.
But My Mama Wears Timbs is really a film that just tells a story about what you do when, or basically just looking at the fact that motherhood comes in all different forms. Like because I chose to wear sneakers today doesn't mean that I no longer have a womb. I can still very much give life.
I need my Timbs.
Yeah. Actually, I will definitely be in Timbs if I were to get pregnant.
Oh yeah.
So, what would you wear? See, now the interview's going back. What would if you were to have? Like.
You
baby.
put me on the spot.
Yeah.
What would I like?
What's
shoes wise, or just the whole thing?
The whole thing. What would be your pregnant look?
I would not wear heels. I'll tell you that. I've seen that happen.
That's a hard question. I'm gonna ask you at the end of it.
Okay, let me think that over. I'm leaning towards like fuzzy slippers.
Yes, like the Fenties, like the Pumas.
Fenty Pumas.
Yeah.
I actually have a pair. What?
I hope so. I would hope so.
But tell me, so how? I guess bring us back to like the very beginning, before this movie was an idea.
Yeah.
Did you kind of get it after meeting this woman? Like, how did you guys meet to begin with?
Yeah, so I originally had met her when I did a couple's tomboyish lookbook with her and her wife. And then I got a tweet, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, you already know this, but I'm pregnant. We should just do a video." Mm-hmm. And the more I thought about it, I was like, "No, I don't want it. I want this to be big." And so after we like tweeted back and forth, and I found out that her due date. Turns out babies don't care about your projects. Mm-hmm. The baby wasn't gonna wait for me to be like, "Hey, let's like really plan this out." So I had to move really quickly. And
thoughtless.
How dare she? But we moved really fast. And immediately, I could just tell that people really wanted to see the project. Like when we put it on Indiegogo so we could raise like the money and stuff, to like properly, to do it better than I would. Mm-hmm. And when I put that out there, I got emails, I got tweets, I got comments that was like, "We need this. Like whatever you need, we need to see this story, because you're right, motherhood can coexist with Timbs. Motherhood and masculinity can very much coexist, and for some reason, no one's telling that story. Like, in fact, part of the actual film is while I was filming it, I actually considered I considered carrying myself. And for so long, I never thought that was a possibility, because I was like, no, I look like this. Of course I'm not gonna carry.
Right.
That wouldn't look good with the outfit.
My crop top.
Yeah, my crop and my like baggy pants. But that's the whole thing, that like motherhood, masculinity, femininity, none of those really have to do with what you decide to wear in the morning. Your baby doesn't care what you put on. Your baby cares if you're feeding her, if you're playing, if you got her a fidget spinner, you know, like that's what your baby really cares about.
Just lay it on your stomach
and
spin it.
Exactly. But I think that project ended up getting so big to my audience and also to me, because it just never had been done before. And no one ever said that, like, hey, you can actually rock Timbs and be 6 months pregnant. It's totally fine.